then there are so many things that the government is providing for us. Who's going to ensure that citizens get those things? I'm not even talking about medical care. I'm not talking about education. I'm not talking about uh, um, the defense system. I'm just talking about basic necessities. Like, for instance, we have roads that we travel on. We have all this infrastructure that makes society the way that it is, that makes our lives very comfortable, and it is because we pay taxes. So the libertarians, I don't know why we have to look at it, because basically, for me, they don't make sense. Now we look at John Rawls's theory. Now, John Rawls's theory, it is a slightly different theory, or we can almost say it is an adapted theory of egalitarianism. So they say, or John Rawls says, that benefits and burdens should be distributed according to three principles. The first principle is the principle of equal liberty, all right, equal freedoms. The second principle is the principle of equal opportunities. So everybody should have equal freedoms, and everybody should have equal opportunity to access certain things in society. And then the last is basically the difference principle. So John Rawls says principle one, the principle of equal liberty, it takes priority. And then everybody should have access to opportunities in that nation. And then lastly, those people who are the most disadvantaged, their needs should be considered as well, right? So first, everybody equal freedoms, and then those people who are disadvantaged, they have more, or a first claim to all the opportunities that are in the nation. All right, so let's look at John Rawls's theory with specific examples, like, for instance, education funding. Okay, imagine a society where education is funded based on the principle of justice as fairness. In this society, John Rawls's theory, the first principle, if there's a disparity, in other words, if there's a difference in educational resources between different regions, the funding should prioritize improving schools in the less affluent areas. In other words, in the poorer areas. So, like, for instance, in Commerce, we have many schools, but, like, for instance, if we just travel, say, 300 kilometers south of the capital, we see that there are schools which are very run down. We see that there are basically no schools for the children there. Okay, so in these areas, 300 kilometers south of Windhoek, those areas, building schools should be a priority in those areas. So this way, the children in those areas who might face greater challenges would receive a better education, and they have a fairer chance at success. Second principle, society ensures that everyone, regardless of their background, has equal access to quality education. And this could involve policies that provide scholarships, mentorship programs, and resources to students from all economic backgrounds. Currently, it doesn't work like this in Namibia. So the scholarships are only provided by the government to those students who does not have the financial means to pay for their own further education, right? Now, healthcare access. Again, first principle, society should focus on providing healthcare resources and services to those who are less fortunate. This means that medical care is prioritized for individuals who might lack the means to afford private healthcare. And this is exactly what is happening in Namibia. The second principle, equal access to healthcare is ensured for everyone regardless of their financial situation. Okay, let's go to the third example, income redistribution. First principle, society implements a progressive taxation system where those with higher incomes pay a larger percentage. The revenue from these taxes is then used to provide support and resources to those with lower incomes, helping them to reduce economic disparities. And basically what it means that if we do this, then some stage we will come to a place where everybody, because those people with the lower salaries, they now can also do things that the people with the higher salaries are doing for their children. And then when their children grow up, they get their own children, then we come to a place where society is basically equal. All right. Second principle, societies work to ensure that economic opportunities are available to all members, regardless of their initial economic background. This might involve initiatives like job training programs, affordable education, and support for entrepreneurship. So we cannot dismiss John Rawls's theory if this is actually what is used in Namibia to ensure that we have equality and fairness in our society. All right, so let's quickly recap all these distributive justice principles that we've looked at. So the fundamental theory is we should distribute benefits and burdens equally. All right? Egalitarians say distribute equally to everybody. Capitalists say distribute by contribution. The socialists say distribute by needs and abilities. The libertarians by free choices. And John Rawls say equal liberty, equal opportunity, and the needs of the disadvantaged.